The rules are simple.
Every week, we watch a new movie.
Then, we discuss it.
Welcome to Weekly Cinema.
Hello, and welcome back to Weekly Cinema. I'm your host, McKenna Coleman, here with my co-host...
Gabe Late. Yeah! Welcome to episode 14, episode 4 of season 2 of Weekly Cinema. How you doing, McKenna?
I'm decent. Been better, but decent.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm doing well too. Busy week, some exciting stuff. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about a new movie every week that neither of us have seen before. And then we watch it, and we talk about it. So we watched it, we're going to talk about it, and we'll get into it. But we're going to introduce a new segment to this podcast. We thought it'd be pretty cool to ease into it a bit before we go headfirst right into the movie, really talk about it. I'll try and split up the episodes in post, so I can't promise this, but if I do, you can check for my YouTube viewers. You could see if you want to skip to us just going straight to talk about the movie, then there should be a time frame like in the video where we talk about that, but I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, maybe I'll forget. Who knows? We'll see. It all depends on future me. But yeah, McKenna, you want to introduce our new segment? See what we're talking about?
So our new segment is going to be called Weekly Update, or really whatever you want to call it, just like life update, or just stuff in general. Where we talk about things that have happened that interest us other than the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. A little bit of small talk going into it. We'll be more prepared for this last time because we literally just made this entire segment 5 minutes ago. So we'll make sure we get like movie news and updates and stuff prepared for the next episode. But we'll try and make up some good stuff that we have right now to talk about. So McKenna, how's your week been thus far? What is it? Monday?
It's been it's Monday.
So okay,
and I
not
have to work,
not eventful
but
week.
I work Monday through Wednesday, and then I'm off to Annapolis to see my cousin at the Naval Academy. So
oh wow, that's cool.
We're going down there.
That's sweet. I'm also going somewhere, as I told you. But I'm going to LA, California, next week. All next week. The week before school starts. It's gonna be fun. Speaking of it, before I get into it, let's talk about the show for a second. So, I'm sorry, we missed last week, guys. Last week was busy for me because another life update for me. I was hired to make a mini documentary for a jiu-jitsu gym that we've gone to for years, and the coach really wanted to make one, and of course I have the equipment to do so. So he hired me. I spent all last week, all 7 days, driving back and forth to Cleveland, filming a bunch of stuff every single day, and it was really tiring. But I had no time to do anything else. But it was worth it. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna edit that. But now we're back. Now we're gonna make it up to you guys. We're going to make this episode maybe a second episode this week. I'm not making any promises on behalf of both of us, but maybe. We'll see.
Depends on future us.
Depends. We'll talk about it after, but it might be available Thursday, Friday. We'll see. But anyways, yeah. So I'm going to LA next week. I'm very excited about that. But that also makes me think school's starting, and that means this season's going to be ending. So let's take a look real quick, since this is episode 4 of season 2. If we can try and get another season, no, not another season, no, please, another episode in this week. We could have episode 5 be this week, sometimes this week. Next week I'll be in LA. I can do an episode in LA. That'd be cool. I could do one in LA. We could record there. So that'll be our 6th episode. And then school starts. We could try and do one more that week before it starts. That'll be our 7th episode. So.
Well, also the bonus episode too.
So yeah, and then so the bonus episode, I was thinking then, since we're not gonna have 10, we're not gonna have an even 10, split 5 and 5 this time around for this season. So I was thinking maybe what we could do, since we're only going to really have 7 or 6, even if we can't do another one this week, we could just do one big bonus episode at the end of the season.
All right.
I think that'll work best.
You guys are still getting a bonus episode.
Regardless. Yeah.
Just not even.
Just not an even one like last season. Yeah, that's for sure. Season 3. Again, we'll talk about all this towards the end of the season, but you know, I really highly doubt we're going to be able to pull off a season this school year in any way, shape, or form. But I think we both mutually agreed that we're okay with that. We're going to take a break for a year, and come back next summer. But let's not talk about the sad times of this podcast for now. Let's actually let's just talk about it. I do want to say, I guess movie news wise, that something that has been happening, which is pretty cool. Five Nights at Freddy's, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, for those of you who are not aware, is a movie based off of a video game that I have, oh my god, I grew up with. Absolutely adore that game. I have a bunch of pins right here. I could literally just pull one and show you. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. But anyways, I saw it for my birthday. McKenna was there. We saw the movie. It was awesome. Crazy, crazy movie. Yep. McKenna's not a fan of horror movies, as you may know.
Nope. I remember distinctly sitting between you and your brother that whole movie. And when Balloon Boy came out,
the Balloon Boy came.
Your brother was laughing at me.
It's so funny. I love that. That was so great.
I jumped in my seat. He starts laughing so hard.
Yep. But I bring that up because this week, for those of you who are not aware, is the 10th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. So they have been posting on Twitter a bunch of updates for the second movie. And Matthew Lillard did an interview with somebody saying that they're going to officially start filming in October. So that's really exciting. There's a bunch of pictures of Jim Henson's Creature Shop working on the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 animatronics. Somebody who's a big fan of the series. I'm totally freaking out seeing them because it's so cool to see them come to life. But it's good. It's a direct copy of the second game. So that's pretty cool. It's looking awesome. I'm really, really excited. But yeah, that's coming up. That's going to come out, though, when we are seniors. But the cool thing is, we do plan on doing a season when we're seniors in 2025, 2026. So this could be this. We're foreshadowing because this will definitely be a future episode of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So expect that in a few years in season 4 of this podcast. That's long term. That's way long term. But for now, that's just a lot to look forward to. Pretty exciting. You were talking about some movies before this, but kind of what else is coming out that looks pretty cool?
So in other news, there is, if you haven't seen it, the new Joker movie coming out, as well as Beetlejuice 2, which I am very personally excited for.
Yes.
I love Beetlejuice the musical. Love the movie. Best Halloween movie, unpopular opinion, but the right opinion.
I agree.
But I am very excited for number 2.
Yeah. I fully agree. It's actually my favorite Tim Burton movie of all time, Beetlejuice, which a lot of people, might find controversial, but a lot of people do agree with me too. It's a great movie.
And I do have something.
Oh. Enticing.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh my god, you got a vinyl of the cast recording?
Yeah. And
that's so cool.
And this is what it looks like.
Whoa.
Which, by the way, when it's playing, kind of makes you a little bit dizzy, but
a little dizzy, yeah. Oh, and it's so cool. It has
a hypnotizing circle.
Awesome.
But it is very cool, and I thought I'd share that since Beetlejuice 2 is coming out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. For those unaware, like a year ago. Oh my God, wait. It hasn't been a year, right? It's been less than a year. It was the beginning of this year, right? Or was it the end of last year? I think it was the end of last year, around fall, winter. Beetlejuice the musical on tour came to where we live, and we both got to see it. And it was by far my favorite musical of all time.
So funny.
It was amazing.
Love that musical so much.
So good. So good. I'm still hoping we get to do it senior year, but then we can only dream.
I'm happy and content doing with what we're doing this year.
Yeah.
The play, specifically.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Um, but yeah, Beetlejuice 2 is looking awesome. I mean, looking at the trailer and stuff, so awesome. We get to see, Winona Ryder come back because she's been killing it in Stranger Things, so we knew she was going to come back. Also, the mom, I completely keep forgetting her name, and I feel so bad. But,
Delia?
yes, what's the actress's name? Catherine O'Hara. Every time, yeah, she's been killing it too. She's been in a lot of movies, even though she's gotten a lot older since the first movie. She's still killing it, which is awesome. So super cool. But most importantly, is Michael Keaton absolutely killing it as Beetlejuice again. I mean, we haven't even the movie isn't even out yet, and you can already tell that he just still has it. I mean, playing Beetlejuice, oh my God, it's like he hasn't changed at all. It's amazing, so good, so good. And then of course, what's her name? Blah, 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 blah. Jenna Ortega is the perfect casting to play Lydia's daughter. I mean, come on,
Also, she plays Wednesday Adams in the Wednesday
absolutely,
series,
and
which
that
I feel like
definitely,
would correlate with that a little bit.
mm-hmm,
Um,
that
so that
definitely showed that she was capable for a role like this, for sure, of being creepy and stuff, um, which is really cool. As well as Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe's going to be in it, which is also perfect because Willem Dafoe has to be the most unique human being I've ever witnessed on screen in my life. Absolutely amazing. So I'm very excited to see that. The movie looks great. It looks like it still has that wacky charm about it. There's
wacky.
VFX in there that I know wacky. I never use that word. Um, you could tell there's gonna be some strange VFX in there, which I'm never a fan of, but I think they're gonna pull it off well with some of the stuff I was seeing. As well, though, as they are bringing a lot of puppets back, I can tell there's a lot of like practical stuff that are still happening in the movie through the trailer, at least, which I'm happy about because that was what made the first movie so special. A lot of the practical effects that they did. But yeah, I'm very excited, very very excited. So that's coming out. When does that come out? September?
Yeah, I think that's wait.
I think it's early September, which is really cool. That's coming soon. Very
Let
very
me.
soon. Very excited about that. Hmm.
Yeah, September 6th this year.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
So I am very excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we could look forward to that again this season. Might not talk about it, but that's okay. I'm definitely still very
There
excited
is
to see
one
it.
more.
Yeah.
Um, and my dad told me about this one. I personally haven't watched the first movie out of these two, but they're making a Gladiator 2.
Yes, I did hear that. Yes. 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 When I was in theaters watching Deadpool and Wolverine, actually, the trailer for that came on. Um,
Yeah.
really, really cool. It looks awesome. I haven't seen the first one either, so that is something to add to the list for sure because I heard it's awesome. Um, so that's a future episode right there possibly. Maybe we can get it in before the season ends. But yeah, look at that. We'll definitely have to look into that because that looks like an amazing movie. Absolutely. And then you mentioned Joker, which I am so excited about. Have you still not seen the first one or?
Yeah, I still haven't seen the first one.
So okay, so yeah, definitely check it out because the second one is gonna be a musical, which is really cool. So really excited to see how that turns out because the first one was not a musical, so it's interesting that they're just completely changing the genre. But of course, Lady Gaga's in it, and I'm very excited to see how that plays out because she's been killing it on screen lately with some of these movies she's in. She's actually an incredible actress. But yeah, looking forward to it. I don't know when that comes out, but I think it's soon, hopefully. And then I think there's one more movie I can mention that's coming out. That did come out actually by the time we're recording this, is Trap. The one by M Night Shyamalan, the guy who
Shyamalan.
made
Shyama.
M Night something. Hold on. He made The Sixth Sense, Split, Old, The Visit, Knock at the Cabin, Signs, The Happening. He made a lot of famous like twist movies, and there's a new one coming out called Trap that came out a couple days ago. Definitely gonna check that out for sure. Looks awesome. Yeah, a lot of cool movies coming out. Cinema is still alive, people. It's still alive. I guess another brief mention I'll make is that I saw actually with Ava. I saw a movie called Long Legs, which you would
Oh.
have hated. It is a horror movie. It is terrifying. I haven't seen a horror movie in theaters in a long time. It was scary. It was scary.
We know how I feel about those folks.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you were scared by Five Nights at Freddy's, you wouldn't have slept for like days if you saw Long
I
Legs.
wouldn't
Not gonna lie.
say I was scared. It's just
There was some jump scares in there, that's for sure. Which Five Nights at Freddy's does best. That's what they're known for. Oh yeah, yeah. So all right. So yeah, I guess we will always have more news and stuff to talk about. We'll prepare for it for next episode and stuff. But in terms of the podcast, I guess we can really expect 3 more episodes if we can get one this week, one more this week, one next week, and then a last one right before school starts the week after. And that'll be a good season. I think so. And it's sad to think that it's already coming close to being over that fast. But summer flies by. It really is fun doing this show. I hope you guys enjoy. Of course, we don't have the most incredible views in the world, but it is definitely performing better. I mean, exponentially better than the first season, which is something that we could have, never seen coming. So I'm very grateful that you guys are enjoying the show. And I just want to see the community post that I did. Interesting. Okay, we got 4 votes. And I did a poll on the community tab of this channel if people prefer season 1 or season 2. Everyone chose season 2. They prefer season 2. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying this format more. I know it's way more professional, and I get, as we talked about, it's way better being able to talk face to face. But it's also nice doing it in our own free time and free will. So there's that. But we'll see. We'll have a good variation. I think it's going to be the same thing. Our 3rd season will be just like this, and our 4th season will be just like season 1. So we'll have it pretty split for the rest of the show's life, that's for sure. But yeah.
I feel like it's a good mix up.
Yeah. Keeping things interesting. But without further ado, let's get into the main topic of today's episode.
So the movie that we were going to discuss was going to be Deadpool 2. However, the 3rd one has came out, and we both have seen that. So we switched it around. We're going to do Deadpool and Wolverine today.
Yay, plot twist. So instead of doing the second movie, we're skipping it. Going straight to the 3rd.
Well, I feel like the second movie doesn't need to be talked about. We don't need to discuss that.
Honestly, it probably would have been identical to the first movie. The first movie's episode.
So if y'all have seen that, then you're fine.
Then you're good. Yeah, that's pretty much covering everything.
Going into this movie, before I say anything about it, I was very thankful and happy that I had rewatched both Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, and X-Men Origins Wolverine before going into.
That's smart. That's smart. I think you definitely also should have watched, and we'll get into it, and I just have to have a reason to show this off, but you definitely also should have watched this show right here.
Loki?
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
So you were probably a little confused with the whole TVA thing because of it?
My dad explained that to me.
I see.
But I have not seen Loki.
Actually, here, hold on. Let's just do an unboxing, because I actually never opened this. This is a steelbook of the first season of Loki, and it's like the coolest thing ever. But yeah, you've never seen Loki, and he explained it to you.
No.
Well, at least he feels you in, because I'm pretty surprised that they based the plot so heavy around a show, one of their shows. But here it is. This is beautiful. Wow, look at that.
That was actually really pretty.
That's so cool. Wow.
Oh.
What? This is so cool. And then it has some picture from the show. This is Alligator Loki. As the show graciously
Great. No
features.
context.
No
Alligator Loki.
context. Yep, that's all the context you get. But no, Loki's seriously such an amazing show, and I'm so glad they tied it into this movie because it fits so perfectly. But we'll get into it. So yeah, we're talking about Deadpool versus Wolverine. Came out this year, directed by Shawn Levy. And, the quick synopsis states Deadpool's peaceful existence comes crashing down when the Time Variance Authority, TVA, recruits him to help safeguard the multiverse. He soon unites with his would-be pal, Wolverine, to complete the mission and save his world from an existential threat. So it's a very, very, it's the most, Deadpool's meta and breaks the fourth wall, but this does it like you've never seen before. Seriously, this movie is the most meta Marvel movie you ever see. Most self-aware ever. But it's also amazing. Super cool. We get to see Hugh Jackman come back as Wolverine and meet face to face this entire movie, collaborate with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, and it's the best group you could possibly ask for. That's the perfect pair. They are the
It's so
funniest,
funny. So
so
funny.
great. Oh my god, it's incredible.
I
Love
and
it.
I actually want to talk about the opening for a minute.
Okay.
Before before the movie even came on, they had that little skit in the movie theater where they're talking about the phones.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Right there, I lost it.
That was really good. I love how much the advertising for this movie was actually incredible. There was a lot of really, really funny ads that he did. So of course the stuff for the movie theater was just top notch. That was great. But also like the ads for the beer commercial, and then they also did like a Bachelor commercial and a Old Spice commercial. All of them super super funny. Really really cool that they did that. I love that. It's just great. Really great.
And also, the very opening scene was very different from the first
Oh,
two.
so good.
I love how they did like the fight scene, and the song choices are amazing, and I'll get into that later
Oh,
because their
absolutely.
songs in those fight scenes never fit, but it's hilarious.
Oh, I know.
Like
It's
they're not
so
supposed to
good.
be there in any way because
Right.
it doesn't
That's not at all what should
like
be
for the first
represented as
movie,
what's
it
happening.
was "Just Call Me Angel" should not be in that scene, by the way.
Yep. Yep.
And then there was "Ashes" by Celine Dion,
Yep.
and then this one, what was
Bye
this
bye.
one?
Bye bye bye.
Oh yeah, the dance was hilarious.
So great. It's so great.
But I did notice it was different because in the first two movies, it would have like starring God's Perfect Idiot
Yeah,
or
yeah.
starring a British villain presented by "Did You Just Kill Her?"
Yeah, it did it actually this time it actually showed the credits, like the actual
Right.
people's names, which is
And I was
cool.
just like, oh, dang it.
Yeah, yeah. But it was cool how they did it. Like, sometimes it was in the bone. Sometimes like it was like the TVA's stick. It was like turned into the text. It was cool. They did it in a really
It was
creative
really
way.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool opening scene.
But
Really
I
set the
always
mood.
feel like whenever you're watching like a Deadpool movie, you got to talk about the credits.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. So the biggest thing about this movie, that I want to mention is that this is the first Deadpool. Oh, this is the only Deadpool that is produced by Disney, and that's a big theme in the movie. Weirdly enough, the
oh
first
yeah,
two
Fox.
movies was by 20th Century Fox, and they picked up the movie because nobody else would, and so Fox helped them produce it, but it was a low budget. But then Walt Disney picked up the movie to bring Deadpool into the MCU, which they now own, at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for those unaware. And that's what this entire movie comes from, is that whole idea. And this time, Disney. And I think it's actually really, really, really good that they did that because,
It's stated in the movie multiple times,
oh,
and
they said it. That this is,
again, something we will get into later because there are
yeah,
multiple scenes where that's
absolutely.
present.
Absolutely.
Um,
But
and it's hysterical.
yeah, but I heard that I saw an interesting interview, which is cool, and it makes you think because it's true. The first two movies had such a unique atmosphere because it was low budget. With Fox, they didn't have as big of a budget as they did with Disney. So that's why the first two movies there's so much more crude humor, and there's so much more lines that carry the movie. If you think about it, there's way more like scenes just by talking, do the dialogue that is memorable, than there are in this movie. Because this movie does it more through the action and through the practical humor and through like, the visuals because they have a higher budget. But the first two movies they had to rely on funny dialogue because that carried the movie since they didn't have as big of a budget that they do now. Which is something Ryan Reynolds was talking about, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So give it up for Disney for picking up Deadpool. I'm gonna already talk about a favorite scene right now off the bat, but gotta love that scene where he in the TVA he walks up to the camera and he's like, "Suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland," and he breaks the camera. So great, so great. Um, but yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine, absolute dynamic duo, the greatest ever. Let's give our quick reviews. So we are going to each give a review out of 10 stars, thumbs up or thumbs down, whether we recommend it or not. And then we're just going to say a quick reason why we like it or dislike it. So, McKenna, as always, you can go first.
Something I will say before I do get into my rating is I feel that the first two movies are better. All superhero movies now have shifted to the multiverse thing, and I feel like that is great while it's like a new idea and fresh. But if you keep doing it over and over, it gets old. This movie was good. The first two were better. So I say this is around a 7.5 to an 8. I do recommend it. It is a thumbs up. However, again, the multiverse idea gets old.
That is a controversial take. I do like not controversial, but that is a pretty it is a prevalent debate in the current state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because they are going heavy into this multiverse stuff now because that's just the next era of it. I mean, you're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and following the comics and stuff, which I don't know anything about, so don't come after me. I haven't read any of the comics or anything. I'm not that big in that, but I do know that a lot of this stuff is based off obviously the comics, and as you know, the multiverse does get big in that, universe as well. So, of course, they're going to adapt it to the screen. And also, it just allows for a lot more opportunities and a lot more freedom when you bring in the whole multiverse idea. It is an easy plot point to go by. But I think this movie did it well because I don't think they went so heavy on the multiverse idea. It's definitely based around it, and the movie wouldn't happen if it weren't for the multiverse idea. But it looks like they did it, and then they kind of let it do its own thing. You kind of forget that it's like a whole multiverse idea. Instead, you just know that you're watching a Deadpool movie, a superhero movie, and it still feels like they're going through a normal, linear timeline. But it just explains where all the random, characters come from. And I think it fits Deadpool more than any other movie because of how meta Deadpool really is and how much it breaks the fourth wall. So it allows for so much more creative freedom when you bring in that fact. Like the most, I'm going to already start talking about it, but it's fine. The most amazing, funniest scene in the movie is when Chris Evans. Spoiler alert. I just want to say, spoiler alert, heavy spoiler alert. But when Chris Evans has his cameo in the movie and he appears, and even Deadpool is like helping us trying to think that it is actually Captain America, but then you forget he also played another character, which was
Oh
Johnny,
yeah, he's gonna
and it
say
was
it. He's
actually
gonna say it.
he's gonna say Avengers. Nope, and he doesn't say it, and it's the greatest plot twist ever. It's perfect, but you can only pull that off. Yeah, you can only pull that off with a Deadpool movie and a multiverse, theme. I mean, it just allows for stuff like that, which I think is really neat. It's something Deadpool definitely needed. But you're right. I really hope if they make another Deadpool movie, it just isn't this idea again. I don't want it to be another multiverse movie. I mean, there's only so much you can do with that. It's cool to see the different characters interact with the multiverse, but I do hope it ends at some point. If you watch Loki really ties heavily into the multiverse idea. That is what this show's about. It introduces the multiverse. I guess it didn't really first introduce it, but it introduces the TVA and how the multiverse is run in the MCU. And it kind of like, it does wrap up the TVA in this show. because there's a conflict that happens in the TVA, and it's wrapped up. I'm not going to fully spoil it because I definitely think you should still watch that show, but it's really cool and interesting and explains it. It also gives like a final fate for Loki, like hinting that he may return, but he's finally at peace in that show, which is cool. And he actually gets an ending. So it's neat. They're tying up loose ends with this multiverse idea. But again, you're right. I just hope they don't go too far with it. It would be cool to let all of the characters from Marvel have their own movies interacting with the multiverse, and then have a final movie where they all come together, just like the Avengers, and finally face one final battle involved with the multiverse. Something like, because they did time travel with the past Avengers movie, Avengers Endgame. They did time travel, but that was in the multiverse. That was still a linear back and forth. So I think it'll be interesting to see. Did you see that at I can't remember what event was that, maybe Comic-Con, but they announced that since Jonathan Majors was fired from being the next villain of Marvel, which was going to be Kang, they're setting that up. That was another big thing in this show. They were setting up the next Thanos of the universe, which was going to be Kang. He was the keeper of the multiverse. But they fired Jonathan Majors after he did some horrible things. And instead, it looks like the next villain is going to be Doctor Doom, which is going to be played, I don't know if you saw this, by Robert Downey Jr. Yep. So we're going to see him come back. Which then you're like, okay, that's interesting. How is that going to work? Because I'm sure the characters, you can't make the characters forget what Tony looks like, Tony Stark looks like. So I wonder how they're going to play that off, Maybe is there going to be an actual storyline where Robert Downey Jr. is still playing somebody that they're going to recognize, or they're just going to make it like they completely forgot who he looks like? I mean, you know what I mean?
That brings up a point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was either my dad or my uncle that said they saw a theory that after the Endgame battle, that Iron Man got so like swept up in the snap and everyone, and he got so hurt by like half the people, his population dying, that he used that like trauma and became Doctor Doom and switched sides.
That's a good point. That's very,
So
very possible.
that's what I was told. I'm not sure if that's true.
Right. I mean, of course, there's no
It's just a theory.
confirmation. Yeah.
But it is valid.
It would be cool, though. It would be really cool because, what else are they going to do? I mean, you can't bring back the actor of a major character in the MCU and have it interact with the same character as it did with the last character, but be a completely different character. Like, you can't do that. No TV series, as far as I'm aware, no TV series or movie franchise has done that in the past. You can't make a same actor a different character within the same universe. That's just the one golden rule. So the fact that they're doing this makes you think, oh, is there just going to be a Robert Downey Jr. backstory that, I'm not Robert Downey, a Tony Stark backstory that shows him turning into a villain? Like the famous quote you were talking about, you either die a hero or see yourself live long enough to become a villain. So,
which holds true.
Yeah. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to see.
You,
I think that'd be cool.
Again.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That's a reference to a past episode. Look at that. Season 1. Go check that out. Because nobody has watched season 1. There's like 0 views. Underrated season, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's cool. Anyways, let's get our quick reviews in. What do you oh you reviewed it and then you gave a thumbs up and you explain why. Yeah. So let me say mine. I guess I was explaining there at the beginning why I think I do really like this movie, and I'm going to drop a hot take here. I think it's the best Deadpool movie. In my opinion. This is my favorite Deadpool movie. But you're right. They all come really close. My least favorite is Deadpool 2. It's just the most forgettable, in my opinion.
Fair.
But it's a close race between Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 3. It's just, again, seeing Deadpool in two completely different scenarios with different limitations. Deadpool 1 really shined because it limited him to the confines of our normal world. So we got to see him try to live as a human being, with the limitations of that while being this really crazy creature of a human being, and it allowed for a lot of funny dialogue and stuff. Of course, it was owned by Fox, so there's that whole thing I was talking about, which was cool. But then the third movie does the exact opposite. It gives it the Marvel treatment, showing him to a world that is the quite opposite, but a world that is beyond him, that has infinite limitations, which allows for a whole different set of funny scenarios and stuff. And it's just whether which one works better than the other. And in my opinion, I really think he suits himself better in a universe where you have the superhero unnatural multiversal crazy world of Marvel than just Deadpool 1's limitations. But again, it's a close race. They're both amazing movies. I mean, I wouldn't even really put one above the other. I'm just saying for the sake of this, since we have to say it, this was definitely my favorite, or at least one of my favorite Deadpool movies. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 straight up. Amazing movie. Made me laugh. Really, really incredible. Thumbs up. Highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it already, definitely check it out. I know I already dropped a massive spoiler, but you should have known. This is a very spoiler-heavy podcast, which we always forget to say. Always.
I feel like we should just like have a huge thing on our heading on our YouTube channel or like the Spotify that says spoilers.
Spoilers. This is a spoiler-heavy podcast. Yeah, and it's funny because right here on the document of our podcast, our official document that has all of our talking points, right there in big, bold, red letters is give a spoiler warning before anything else. And we always forget it. I don't understand.
Highlight it.
I'm going to highlight it. I'm actually going to update that. I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to make it bigger. Hold on. Nope, not print format. I'm going to highlight it in yellow, and then I'm going to change it to the size 14. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah, that's bold. That is bold right there. All right. Now we should know for next episode.
All right. And I do want to bring up something else.
Okay.
Again, back at the way beginning of the movie, something that made me laugh right off the bat. And this movie's really good at doing that, by the way, was like the logo scene when it's doing like the whole Marvel thing. Deadpool's just singing along with it.
Dude.
A lot of people in the movie theater were just looking at each other like, who's doing that?
Yes. Yes. I thought it was somebody in the theater. The surround sound made it sound so natural that I actually thought it was someone in the theater. Yeah. And then it started getting louder, and you're like, oh, it's Deadpool. Oh, he got me. He got me. Look at that. No, that was really funny. Really, really funny. That was good.
This movie was really good at making me just like, what?
Yeah, right. Question everything. Yeah. No, but that was great. That was actually, a funny part. But I do want to get into our favorite part of all this. And let's compare our reviews with the critics. See what they have to say.
Ooh. Okay. So I have these up specifically, and I had to search up for Metacritics, unfortunately, because it's not on the home Google page. I had to literally search up Deadpool and Wolverine Metacritic review.
Oh man, you could tell it's already gonna be bad.
Oh,
right? Boy.
I was about to say, oh yes, Metacritic hasn't gotten to it yet. Oh crap.
Oh no, they did. Oh, Metacritic.
But
all right,
anyway,
go ahead.
Our lovely IMDb is a little bit on par with me and has said 8.1 out of 10.
Okay, that's good. All right.
Then we have Rotten Tomatoes, which holds at 80%.
Okay. For a superhero movie, that's good.
Metacritic.
All right, so we could stop right there. We're not going to hear any more, just for the sake of our sanity. Oh, God, what did Metacritic say?
56.
56? Why are they so egregiously negative? I don't understand. 56 is crazy.
Heavy on the mixed reviews.
Oh my god.
And that's very unfortunate.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm going to give a spoiler right here, and I will talk about this scene in a little bit, but I'm gonna give a spoiler now. Apparently, they did not like Hugh Jackman shirtless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not a fan of that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
I'll talk about
That's
that more in a minute. Uh,
well, at least Google seems to agree because the audience obviously absolutely loved it. Google's user reviews is a 95%, so that is really good. Because
they're
again,
they're on par with us, except for Metacritic.
except we don't talk about them. Why are they still valid? I don't.
I, they're just there.
They're just
Okay,
there.
they're just there. So we are back. We are now we are now getting into likes and dislikes. What we like and what we don't like about the movie. Pretty
All right.
self-explanatory.
Which we kind of already
Uh,
talked about, but we'll talk more in depth about it. Right off the bat, what do you highlights? What do you really like about the movie?
I really like the humor. Again, I'm gonna bring up the song choices. Great.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
I was in there for less than a second, but they did incorporate The Greatest Showman, which Hugh Jackman was
Mm-hmm.
also in. It was in there for
You caught
less
that
than a
too?
second, but it was
Yeah.
there.
That was so great. That was so great. Oh my god. Oh
It
my
was
god.
there. And they also had Bye 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 in the beginning, Like a Prayer from Madonna, which is one of my favorite scenes I'll get into later. We're going to keep going through this. And the, what was it? Iris or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
That was in there. And they had Green Day in there at the very end, which I love.
Green Day?
Yeah, when they had the montage in the end credits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That was cool. I like that. I like that a
Um,
lot.
I also love the one-liners that they had in this movie too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's not a Deadpool movie without the one-liners.
Yeah, of course. You have to have it.
And
I
of
mean,
course,
it's
just
just so natural.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman themselves,
Oh,
phenomenal.
God. Yeah. Could watch them on screen together like forever.
Um, and as far as dislikes for me, it's just the multiverse thing. I don't know how to
That's
feel about
that.
it.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
we
I
talked
think
about
it
it,
is
but.
very plausible that that could be a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heavy thing in movies, and it's just overused, I think.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, very reasonable argument, yet very heavy movie topic.
Yeah.
But I think that's all that docks it down for me. Really, it's just the multiverse thing.
So, I've been trying to look this up just to fact check it, but um, is it him? Ben Affleck, Daredevil. Yeah, he
Oh
was.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yes. So okay, let me mention this part. So there was a really funny reference in this movie, which I love. My favorite part about this movie and any Deadpool movie is how they make like super subtle jokes about the actors in the movie, like super meta fourth wall breaking jokes about the actors. Like whenever they mention Canada and stuff, since Ryan Reynolds is Canadian, it's the funniest thing ever.
Get your
It's so
country
good.
out of my
Get your
out of
country
your mouth.
out of your mouth. It's so great. But my favorite line, which I had to get explained to understand it, and after I learned it was so funny, was when, first of all, I gotta say, I love seeing Elektra, a Blade, like, I forgot the other guy's name, but, and then, the girl from, oh god, I'm bad at names. But seeing them all in that one scene make cameos from the X-Men, that was amazing. It was really cool to see them back. They did them justice for sure. But, my favorite line is when I hit my mic. It's been a while. Um, they what is it? I think Deadpool mentions Daredevil dying, right? And he's like, "I'm so sorry for your loss," and then Elektra says, "It's fine, like he died, whatever." At first, and then Deadpool's like, "Oh, okay." It's so funny because she dismissed Daredevil's death like it's nothing. But the funny, like, deep cut about that is that you have to know a little bit of the lore. Daredevil is played by Ben Affleck, like from the original Daredevil movie, and Elektra is played by Jennifer Gardner, who is the person who said that, who mentioned that. Jennifer Gardner and Ben Affleck used to date. They
Oh,
got it. They were actually divorced. I mean, they were actually married and they got a divorce. So the funny thing is that mention, since Ben Affleck played Daredevil and they used to date, Elektra saying, "Oh no, it's fine that he died," is because they're exes in real life. It's just little deep cuts like that. It's and like The Greatest Showman, even that too. Just
I
so
have
funny.
I have not seen the Daredevil movie. However,
Mhm.
I have watched the first two seasons of the Daredevil show because my dad told me you have to watch the first two seasons of Daredevil, then you have to watch the first season of Punisher, then season three of Daredevil. I cannot get through season one of Punisher. That's why I've never gotten through Daredevil. Because he goes, you're gonna miss the story if you don't watch Punisher. I'm
I see
sorry,
what you mean.
boring.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
But no,
no. I've never seen them either.
I have seen parts of the show. Um, I just haven't seen the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm
But
liking
that is
Marvel's
really
new
funny.
shows. Yeah, yeah. I'm liking Marvel's new shows and like their new direction with some stuff. It's hit or
It's
miss at
fine.
times. Like
He
low
died.
I
It's
will
okay.
never I know this is so funny. I'll never stop talking about Loki and WandaVision. I don't understand why people don't like they I don't understand why it's so hated, because I will still have defend those two shows. It's so creative. I think the direction they took with them was amazing. I really hate the cut and dry, just copy and paste action movies of superheroes, and it just got so repetitive. When I first got into Marvel, I did a marathon watching all the movies, and they're just one after another. It's just sometimes they're great, sometimes they're like, this is the so boring, so boring. And Loki and WandaVision did something so new that I just love. So that's why I'm so obsessed that, Deadpool and Wolverine, that's another thing I like about this movie, is TVA. Like, I love the TVA idea. I gotta give a shout out to Paradox, that guy. The actor who played him is actually so funny. He's actually, like, such a funny
Not like
actor.
we made a short film of the same name.
Yeah,
That's it.
we seem to be a bit familiar with the word paradox, you know, just a bit. Um,
If we cover everything right here,
uh huh. Yeah.
I don't know if
Uh
you
huh.
guys can see that
Yep.
paradox. Um,
Paradox.
but
Right there.
we're covering our personal information here.
Best writing, baby. Best writing. That's what's up. We did that. Never forget it. I do gotta say, I saw you say you want to do a horror movie. I think we should go for that murder mystery, that idea we were saying. And we can make it horror like, because we can make the deaths like crazy. Like, we can make them like
I was just like,
off the charts, dude. It'd be
I
so
was
cool.
playing with cards on my like the kitchen island or whatever it's called,
Hmm.
like your kitchen counter. I was just like fiddling around with cards, and I'm like, huh. I'm just gonna text the group chat and see.
We should make a horror movie. Yeah,
I
that'd be
know.
fun.
And so it was just my brain at 9 at night, just saying, "Hey, do you guys want?"
I would love to I would love to experiment with like practical effects, like fake blood and all that. I think it would be really cool to try and go all out for a movie
Oh yeah.
one time. We'll try it for sure. We will. I think this year will be the year to experiment, since we're not doing STN, and we can try and shoot for like the festivals that do like horror or thrillers. I think we could really go, you know, off the rails and do something really cool. But we'll get into it. We usually really get creative when we're like absolutely bored out of our minds, when school really starts to kick off. So we'll get there. Don't worry.
Especially in English class.
Yeah, it seems to be, huh?
That
Um,
seemed to be the class last year.
yeah. Anyways, dislikes for me. I don't think I really have anything to say. I mean, I love the movie, so I won't have anything to say disliked about it. Um, again, we're not professional movie critics. We're just
No.
two
Nope.
teenagers talking about a movie. So that's that. But I'm gonna say another thing I liked is Nice Pool and Dog Pool were the
Dog
funniest
pool. Yes.
characters ever. I absolutely loved that. I actually
While we're
felt
on the
so
topic of
bad.
nice pool and dog pool,
Uh huh.
the like a bunch of the Deadpools that came out, the baby and the samurai with baby hands.
So good. The Did you know the kid Deadpool and the baby Deadpool? Those are Ryan Reynolds' kids.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to see them make a cameo in the movie.
I
Almost
saw
no friends.
I saw someone say, is Walker Scobo really in Deadpool and Wolverine in one of the Deadpool scenes? Because if he he is he goes in Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds and also plays the new Percy
Oh,
Jackson.
I forgot about that. He wasn't. Yep, that's right. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but people
yeah.
were like, "Is Walker Scobo really in Deadpool?"
Yeah.
And then I saw another thing on his social media feed that goes, "Would this?" Ryan Reynolds goes, "Would this make me an older Percy Jackson?" And then Walker Scobo was thinking of writing. He didn't, but he was gonna say, "Does this make me a younger Deadpool?"
Yeah, I love that. That was great. That was great.
I love those two. They're
Yeah, yeah. They're
just.
funny. They're
Uh,
funny. Yeah, that was a good movie. I was surprised. I actually really liked the Adam Project. Um, okay, so yeah, there's a lot to love about this movie. Let's talk about some favorite scenes and lines.
I got a
Um,
lot.
a lot of
I
yeah,
got a
same
lot.
here. Yeah, go ahead, right into it. What do you have to in
Right off
mind?
the bat, couple lines coming for you, and then I'll get into scenes and stuff.
Okay.
Um, Welcome to the MCU. You're joining at a low point.
Yeah. That was funny. That was good. That was good. Yeah. I loved all the references just straight up to like acknowledging it's a cinematic universe. That's so funny. It makes me wonder how is Deadpool going to interact with the other characters? Like is his meta-ness going to make
He's
the
gonna
other
offend
characters
people.
aware?
I know he's gonna offend people.
Oh, he's going to offend people, that's for sure. But I'm curious if like the other superheroes are going to think it's weird or they're going to be like they're going to figure out it they're in a movie as well. Like how is that dynamic going to work, you know? It I mean, I guess we saw it with Wolverine. Like Wolverine just kind of like ignores him breaking the fourth wall at times. Like it's not even
Oh
happening.
no, but he did it himself, and then he goes, "Oh, that was a nice one.
Oh,
Nice
that's
fourth wall break."
right. So yeah, he might affect other characters and make them break the fourth wall too. I think that'd be a pretty interesting dynamic. Um, I don't know. I'm curious to see. It'd be fun. And I
It
want
would
to.
make me laugh so hard.
You know what I want to figure out? Why was Thor crying? Why was Thor crying? Why was Thor crying? I think Ryan Reynolds posted a picture on his Instagram saying, here, let me pull it up. He posted a picture of him right here. Oh. It's actually interesting. I wonder if he's teasing something. But he made a post with that scene saying, I know why Thor was crying. I can't unknow it. Interesting.
Let me see
So,
something now.
do we know or do we know? Or is it going to be something in the future that ends up happening? Interesting. You know what'd be
One
super
theory
cool?
might explain it.
Ooh, okay, let's see.
I'm doing a deep dive here for a minute, then we'll get back
Okay.
into lessons and lines.
It'd be so cool if they're foreshadowing a future event in a movie. I think that'd be super neat. I think it'd be awesome. It'd be such a cool like callback in a future movie if he ends up like doing something like that with Thor.
Oh,
Ooh, what's the
Oh.
theory? Let's hear the
The
theory.
scene where Thor, Chris Hemsworth, cries with Deadpool in his arms suggests that Wade Wilson will die as an Avenger, yet it's also open to interpretation.
Ooh. Yes, is that going
Okay,
foreshadowing his death?
he got rejected, but does he become an Avenger later?
Oh, I'm sure he's gonna. I'm sure he's gonna. Oh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. I'm just gonna say that is a just a theory.
And Doctor, this continues.
Uh-huh.
With Avengers Doomsday set to feature Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom and Secret Wars arriving afterwards, Deadpool might be recruited to help the group overcome some insurmountable odds, only to fall in battle and make Thor sad.
I'm sure he's going to be that. He's going to be a part of the next Avenger group, and he'll probably end up dying in the final Avengers movie of this saga, for
So
sure.
Thor was crying because that's a possibility.
Yeah, that's
Thank
crazy.
you, people. Uh,
That's crazy. That'd be so crazy if that ends up happening. It's so cool to see. That's my favorite thing about Marvel is they're the only people who can do so many different movies, getting us in to like these characters, and then bring them all together in a crossover in a final epic final like saga of movies. Infinity War and Endgame will forever be my favorite cinematic event ever. Like, it was incredible what they did with that, and I will forever love it. Um,
so thank you, Brian Reynolds, for teasing that and making us look that up.
yeah, yeah. I
Let's
wonder if
continue with our
he.
scenes and lines here.
Yeah. I'll forever be curious about that. But I gotta say,
I got a lot more in
okay,
me.
yeah. But before we finish, like, the nice pool, just that whole character, was just it's so funny how naive he was playing that character, like him with long hair and
It will never happen again. I assure you, it happens again. The
dude,
dog.
I
He
know.
could choose his papa.
No, and the final battle scene when Wolverine holds up the dog and all the Deadpools look over, and then Wolverine's just walking across holding the dog. That is such a good scene. And then no, and then when Deadpool kills Nicepool, right? And he's like, he died a hero, and Wolverine's like, he died to murder you, dumb. Oh, the
I love how
delivery.
neither of them have no filter.
I know. I heard there was 118 F words in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
That's a
Crazy.
new record for a Deadpool movie. The first and second
Absolutely.
one didn't even have that many. It was only
Mm-mm.
I saw a post that said that it's like there's 118 F words in Deadpool and Wolverine is a new Deadpool record, whereas the first one only contains 90. And I go, only 90?
Only 90, right? Right? Only? Crazy. It's crazy. It's weird to think that Deadpool 3 is a Disney movie. A Disney movie. I mean, I can't believe they pulled it off. So great. So great. And
Disney is
it
capable of swearing. Okay.
yeah, it killed it in the box office. So hopefully that shows them they shouldn't be afraid to make more R-rated movies. Just saying.
Um, Continuing.
Mm-hmm.
There are 206 bones in the human body. 207 if I'm watching Gossip Girl.
Yeah. Okay, that's another. Hold on. Do you know the backstory behind that? Hold on.
No, but
Hold on. Hold on.
I
Hold
mean,
on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. So, hold on. So, okay. So, that's another scenario where it's like there's a actor like behind the scenes of that. So Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are together, right? They're dating.
oh,
So Blake Lively is in Gossip Girl.
oh,
So Ryan Reynolds saying there's an extra bone when he's watching Gossip Girl because he's watching his partner on screen. So I think that was a funny, little deep cut there. Just a little that's just my favorite. I love when they do that in the movies. It's so good. It's so good.
so
So
they
good.
had Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, and then Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Yep. And you know Blake Lively was in the movie? Blake Lively
Lady Fool.
played Ladypool. Yep. So he had like his whole family right there. Blake Lively and his two kids. Isn't that that's so great? I love that. I absolutely love that.
That is funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's Wolverine. You dang straight it is. Disney brought him back. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
Oh, that's
And then
great.
later on
Yeah.
he whispers, till you're 90.
Till you're 90. So funny. It's just that meta like that self under like oh, I love that. I love that so much. I love that. My favorite has to be Channing Tatum. He played Remy LeBeau, which is I don't know the character's name. He played that one superhero that has the cards, the magic cards, with that group of cameos that was happening. He was a part of the X-Men. But the funniest thing is that Channing Tatum had the weirdest accent in the movie. And then Deadpool's like, who's your dialect coach? The Minions? And he's like, just completely dogs on Channing Tatum's accent. And at first I was like, why does he have such a weird accent? And of course he has to make fun of it. Of course. I mean, it's Deadpool. That was just it was such a great scene. So natural.
Okay.
What do you have?
I got two more lines and then I'm gonna get into my scenes.
Okay, go ahead.
And this one I feel like pertains to me because I'm so bad at it.
Uh-huh.
What is your superpower? Parallel parking.
Yeah. That was good. That was good. That was good.
I'm not good at parking.
Oh my god.
So that's why I said that. And the last one that I have memorized because he said it so many times in the movie, Marvel Jesus.
Marvel Jesus. Oh my god.
Now, like,
It's so incredible. That was trending on Twitter the other day. Marvel
two
Jesus.
scenes I have.
So, okay, go ahead.
Aside from the opening scene I was talking about earlier, put that aside.
Mm-hmm.
The two I'm going to talk about specifically are the very end scene, again, Hugh Jackman shirtless, when they're
Oh yeah.
destroying the Time Ripper. Uh, and then the song choices for that remix of Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
So good.
That was actually really good. Yeah, that was
And
good.
then later, when they come out, it goes, and he has risen, baby girl. Dang it!
Yes.
And then the Irish starts playing.
That's really so funny. So funny.
Paradox was so mad.
I know.
And then the other one
Oh my
is,
god.
and this is really funny to me for whatever reason.
Mhm.
They're in the void, and the 20th Century Fox thing that's buried there, just sitting there.
Oh yeah. That was good. That's good. That's really good. It's like, oh, bye bye Fox, because I mean, yeah, they just got completely wiped
Like,
from
oh,
Deadpool. It's so good, so good. Um, yeah, no, it's just, God, everything about this movie is just perfect. I mean, the humor, the deliveries, just, God, everything to the T. Absolute cinema.
there it
Absolute
is when he
cinema.
goes, I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
I am the Messiah. Oh my god. Okay, alright, let's look up some trivia for this movie. Let's learn something new.
Oh, you nicked it. Just cut the tip with your little steak knife.
Yeah, baby knife, dude. When he kept saying baby knife too, oh my god, it's so good. That whole scene in the car is just great. It's so
Uh,
great.
I just love this so much.
It's so funny.
Ryan
Okay.
Reynolds is probably like one of my favorite actors ever. Just
I know.
just
Oh, he's so
Deadpool.
good. So naturally funny. Just so naturally funny. He doesn't even try, really. Effortless stuff.
I saw something that said Deadpool is just Ryan Reynolds in a nice suit.
Deadpool is just Ryan Reynolds' nice suit. That's pretty accurate. Yeah, that's pretty accurate actually. I mean, it just he is just being Ryan Reynolds. I mean, that's pretty much it. He's just being Ryan Reynolds, and it works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. All right, so let's see. Let's look at some fun facts about this thing. So apparently, Hugh Jackman said he was really done with playing the character of Wolverine after Logan. He then said he regretted that statement after watching the first Deadpool movie and expressed to Ryan his interest in the two characters meeting on the big screen. When asked why he chose to return for this film, he simply said, "I just wanted to do it and I felt it in my gut," adding that he wanted to have the best possible time ever on a movie set together with Ryan Reynolds. Just meant to be. Match made in heaven, like, just top tier.
That I did see that. I saw the specific interview where he said that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just
And then I also saw
amazing.
a funny thing with and it was making fun of it actually,
Mm-hmm.
where um it was like Hugh Jackman saying he's done. Deadpool, play Wolverine one more time.
Yeah.
With like the Running Man and the grabby hands.
Yeah. Yeah. The other fun fact here is just like what I was saying earlier. Just I guess this is worded way better than what I was explaining it, but like I said, Ryan Reynolds said that he and the makers purposely asked for a lower budget than Disney was prepared to offer,
Right.
because the first Deadpool was such a success because they had the constant time and budget limitations, which fostered an atmosphere for great creativity. That's why Deadpool, like the first one, was just so great and well made. Um, but I love that. I'm glad they kept that same energy. They knew what they were doing right in the first couple movies, and you know, they did it well in the second and third one as well. So, good for them. Do you have any interesting ones?
Um. Oh. It was a big deal to get the rights to use Madonna Like a Prayer, as Madonna doesn't license songs often, especially that song. Ryan Reynolds and director Shawn Levy had to pay her a personal visit to show her the sequence it was being used and explain why. According to them, it helped that her son was a big fan of Deadpool. During the meeting, Madonna suggested a change to make the sequence better, and it was so good they decided to shoot it again within 72 hours. Reynolds called the experience one of the great thrills of my life.
That's crazy. That's so interesting. Wow. Wow. That's cool. That's cool that Madonna had her touch on the on that scene.
And this
Wow.
was a really quick one. I don't know if you noticed this.
Mhm.
An ad on the bus reads, "Your friendly neighborhood cleaner, Stanley Steamer," was a nod to Marvel Comics founder Stan Lee and comes with a picture of him.
Oh, that's cool. I did
That
not
was
know
in there for
that.
like a split second.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I also just got to mention that that freaking bubble with the thumbs up just appeared again on your screen. I
Are
don't
you kidding?
understand.
Wait,
I
is
don't
it, wait,
understand.
is it,
I don't get why that happens. Oh,
oh, I
you
see
see
it!
it? You see
Yes!
it? Finally. Finally. What
Wait, is it because
in
I
the
do this?
world?
I don't even know how I'm doing this. I, like,
How? How are you doing that?
I don't know. I,
Why is it not working? Why
But
is it
now it's
not
not
working?
going. What?
Yay! Yay! Thumbs up! Thumbs up! Thumbs up! What the frick? I was watching another podcast and the same thing happened to them. They were on call for it and the, the bubble popped up. What? How are you doing that?
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure it out, and then that just happens. It,
What? What the frick?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Oh. Okay. All right. Anyways. Anyways, let's see. Let's see. While Elektra, Blade, and Gambit, oh, that's his name, Gambit. So while those three X-Men talk about returning to their respective universes, sorry, Gambit notes that he's uncertain about having a universe to return to, and the fact that he might even be born in the void. This refers to the unproduced Gambit movie starring Tatum, which was in development hell for years before Disney officially canceled the project in 2019. So Elektra and Blade had a movie, but Gambit by Channing Tatum actually was a movie that was canceled. So that's why he's unsure. That's actually interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. Ha ha ha. What do you have?
Uh, a couple.
Okay.
The film's release in 2024 also coincides with the 50th anniversary of Wolverine's debut.
Oh.
Nicepool is credited as Gordon Reynolds, an alias created by Ryan Reynolds.
Gordon Reynolds.
Uh-huh. Uh, uh, Deadpool 2 in 2018, director David Leitch was approached to return for this movie, but had already committed to The Fall Guy.
Oh, I didn't know that's why he didn't do Deadpool 2. Ah, that's interesting. Wow. Well, the Fall Guy was amazing. It was really good, so I'm glad he committed to that. Um, but I did not know that. I did not know that. That's cool. That's really cool. Um, I guess I don't really have anything else. I guess one really cool fact, because the interesting part about this whole thing is that Logan was just such a phenomenal movie. Like, people absolutely loved it. And it had a really nice ending for Wolverine, a really bittersweet death scene for him, just ending the chapter for Wolverine.
And then Deadpool goes and picks him up.
And then he's brought back in this movie. And a lot of people, you might think at first, like, oh, that's disrespectful. Like, like he completely disregards Logan. But this fun fact right here shows that James Mangold, the director and co-writer of Logan, was consulted on the script of Deadpool and Wolverine to ensure that it didn't interfere with his film. And he was pleased that this film would bring back the latter without interfering with the ending of his film. Because it's true, it doesn't like revive him from the dead. He does stay dead. Like, you see his skeleton and stuff. But he's brought back in the multiverse. So it's cool. It doesn't interfere with Logan at all. Which is neat. I like that. I really like that.
It's last one.
Mm-hmm.
Dogpool. Bringing Dogpool back for a minute.
Yeah.
The dog's name, which is actually Peggy,
Peggy the
or
dog.
called Mary Poppins, won Britain's ugliest dog contest.
Really? Oh my god. Yeah. So I know I've known about Dogpool, like Mary Poppins. That dog I've seen everywhere. Like, before this movie even came out, I was actually really surprised to see the dog in this movie, because they gave the nickname Dogpool to this dog after the original Deadpool movies came out, and I think it's really cool that they brought like like not only brought him on set, but made them a part of the movie and like an part of the plot, which is really funny. But yeah, I think that's really cool, and it's so funny. That dog is, what a dog, man. What a dog.
What a dog.
What kind of dog is Dogpool? Like, seriously, what in the world? Oh my god, man. But it's just this was such a great movie, such a great movie. Um, to see like they did the cameos so well.
A
And
pug and
the
Chinese
humor.
crested dog is your
Are you
answer.
serious? A pug?
And Chinese crested dog.
There's a pit pug in that dog? No way. And a Chinese crested. What the? What kind of dog is that? Chinese crested dog. Ugh. And pug Oh, it's so ugly. It's so ugly. That is the worst combination of dog ever. Oh. Wow. That poor dog. That poor dog. Looks like it's 100
It got
years
blessed
old.
with the genes of a pug, then got ruined by a Chinese
Chinese
dog.
crested dog. But even a pug isn't the most flattering thing on earth, so it's
Well,
just
no,
God.
but Joey's adorable, so.
Yeah. He has his moments, that's for sure.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this episode. You can watch this movie up in theaters, basically, is your only option right now.
Yeah, go see it.
Or
Go
you
see
could
it.
obviously wait till it comes out on a streaming platform or own it physically whenever that happens.
I wonder if it'll come to Disney Plus.
It probably will,
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, yeah,
because the
look
other
forward to
Deadpools
that.
are there.
Yeah.
So most likely it will be on Disney Plus at some point. But I highly suggest to go see it in theaters now while you can.
Oh yeah.
Cinematic masterpiece.
Oh,
And I love
Oh, yeah.
discussing it.
It was a great movie. Great movie. Please check it out if you haven't already. But thank you for joining our discussion. It was really cool to talk about a new movie for once. I feel like we never get to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if this brought in any new people to the podcast, then welcome. Be sure to check out our channel and Spotify. On Spotify, you guys get bonus episodes from extra content from other episodes that you can't see here. So go follow us at Spotify and rate us out of 5 stars. Check that out, but be sure to subscribe, hit the bell. Again, we have a few more episodes before the season ends. We're going to make them good ones. And, just keep tuning on, and, we make sure to provide some fun content, some thoughtful discussions, and I definitely learned a lot from this podcast, that's for sure. And I hope you guys do too. But next week, or this week, not sure, we'll figure it out. I guess you'll see. But either way, next episode, we will be talking about the movie.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, yeah. A classic. We've heard a lot about it, me and McKenna, and neither of us have seen it. So, perfect opportunity. We'll check it out and expect it either this week or next week. Depends on how everything goes. So, we'll see. But until then, that's all from us. Please check out Deadpool and Wolverine. Thank you for watching this episode. Leave a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below. But for now, that's all. And why does mine not work?
I don't know. I was trying to do like the thumbs up button when you said thumbs up, but it failed.
I mean, that was even better. You did the fireworks.
Oh, it's double thumbs for the fireworks.
Okay, see,
I need to figure out what the thumbs up is. Is it just
how?
Hello? Where's my bubble?
Okay. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all next time. Fireworks.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.